Hey everybody, how you doing? Bruce here, Stock Markets with Bruce for the afternoon session, the last hour of the day and the first hour in the aftermarket. How's it going out there? How you surviving this market today? Are you having fun? The Dow is up 14 points, just turned positive just as I was coming on the air. It's the highest level of the day right now and climbing. S&P 500 only down 1.7 of a point, 1.7 points. That's nothing. That is at the highest level of the day. NASDAQ down 136 points. That's coming up to its highest level of the day. We have money coming into this market at the end of the day for this last hour. We'll see what kind of momentum it gives us. But it's a far cry from the lows of the day today when in the first half hour, the markets were looking kind of yucky. They have made a major turnaround. Over here on the markets that I'm following, GameStop now 44.87, only $1 down, $1.13. That's all, just $1.13. That only takes a couple of minutes to erase if it wants to take a rally. Gore's Holdings 1954, still under 20, down 240, but it was down to 1580 this morning. VGAC, that's the Virgin Group Acquisition Corporation, that is now sitting at 11.46, down $1.46. That was down into the low 11 range, if I recall, 11.10 for the low today. And Starboard Value down 19 cents today. That is not backing off much. And Fortress Value only down 6 cents now. It's at 10.41. It was down to 10.21, so it is nearing its best trade of the day. It might actually turn positive here. Microsoft, $1 down, $1.46. Home Depot down 8.70. It was down. Right now it's 267. It was down to 257. It had been down $10 more than where it is now. It's recovered $10 from an $18 drop now to an $8 drop, and that's near the high of the day right now. That is threatening to turn up. IBM up 32 cents, solid as a rock all day long, nearing its highs of the day. AMC 774 up $1.18 a share, $1.18 a share gain for AMC. There's this slight faint hope that things might get more back to normal, they say, in certain cities and so on. Maybe a little pent up, buying coming in here. The Dow right now, like I said, up 12 points. Apple down only 43 cents. It is at its high of the day, roughly back to 125.58, as low as 118 today. $7 higher right now from the low of the day on Apple. All of a sudden, these lows of the day look like good buys, don't they? But at the time, it was scary for some of you out there. Tesla, $687 a share. Down 27 on the day, low of the day, $619.50. So $67 odd, $68 gain from the low of the day to where it is now. And it has been rather steady for about the last 4 hours. It has had a pretty tight range and does not seem to be backing off from here at this point in time. Very interesting trading patterns today on the markets. Dow right now up 13. Holding the gain slightly. S&P down 1.4, just 1.5 points. That's all the S&P is down here, and NASDAQ now 133 to the downside. Tiger Woods injured in rollover car crash, according to Los Angeles County Sheriff. There's a headline that just kicked here that I'm looking at. Injured in a rollover car crash. We'll see what's going on there. And Palantir co-founder Stephen Cohen makes over $50 million from stock trades. There you go. Maybe someday that'll be you. Launch a couple of billion-dollar companies, take a nice slice of each one, and you too can be a billionaire like everybody else. How about that? Interesting. 44.76 on GameStop. Be interesting to see if it breaks out today and comes to a profit or not. Will this market continue to rise as the afternoon plods along? The head of the Fed did not cause any problems with the stock markets. When he began to speak, they were at their low of the day, and he said, I'm not changing anything. We're going to keep flooding the economy with cash. We're going to keep buying back bonds. We're keeping interest rates low. I don't care about inflation right now. What are you worried about? Get out there and get to work. I'm more worried about getting 10 million people to work rather than a slight increase in inflation. Good attitude. Better to have 10 million people, additional 10 million people working and adding to the economy than having to carry them or carry even more if you try to negate some minor inflation by tightening the money supply and putting another 20 million people out of work. Why would you do that? Now you got a 30 million unemployment problem. Right now you're trying to tackle a 10. Yeah, put some money out there. That stimulus program is going to pass by the end of this week through Congress, and then it goes to the Senate. My hunch is that it will go through fairly intact, and a lot of that money is going to flow to the absolute bottom of the pyramid first. That's where it's needed the worst, the most, by the most people. And that is going to flood the economy with all kinds of money. And that is a good thing for everybody, including the stock market. You get McDonald's and Coca-Cola and all kinds of other companies flowing in fresh cash. That just permeates and percolates right into the Dow 30 industrial. Yeah, this is a good thing for the economy. The Dow now up 16. It was just up 20 points just a moment ago. It's trying to flirt with another little bump here. The S&P 500 is only down 1.1 points. It's just about to turn positive. And NASDAQ now another 10 points better, only down 126. So there's definitely money coming into this market here. Investors are definitely picking up on deals. Most of the stocks that I keep talking to you guys about are still in the red, but slightly now, as opposed to dollars and dollars in the red in some cases. Things are definitely improving here. That AMC is the winner today, up $1.12 to $7.67 a share. How about that? Very interesting what's going on there. Oh, here we go. Russell Stone, my stop loss order on GVHI screwed me today. Back in and still up though. But then again, you know, if it kept going lower, you'd be going, hey, I'm going to buy it even lower than what I got out at. You gotta live with these. They can earn you or save you a lot of money on a falling market. You just don't know sometimes how bad markets are going to fall. What else is going on here? VGAC is painful. Oh, well, I don't know about painful. I mean, geez, 1147 right now. It's been fairly level for the last several hours. Again, this is buy territory here. Buy and put away. Buy and put away. And let's go from there. Let's see here. The Savvy Ninja. Is there an area between a day trader and a long stock trader where you flip stocks on a weekly or a bi-weekly or a monthly? I bought 20 shares of AMC at 760. I have a sell order if it hits 15. Well, you know, I'm not sure if it's going to do that kind of a run for you. It's asking an awful lot. Considering you know, that's a stock had done a run, but for other reasons. It was catching a fever from the GameStop movement. But look, you're in there at 760 and at 775 at the moment. It's a tad better than where you're in at. What kind of legs will the stock have for the next day or two or three? By the end of the week, can it recover to the 859 range? You got to ask yourself, if you're looking for you know, a relatively short trade, and you need it to go to 15 to make this happen, you're looking for a double. And you're not an investor, you're a gambler. You're looking for a big payoff fast for whatever reason. I don't know why AMC would give you that kind of a return. Nothing corporately is going to happen. They're going to make that happen. But if the shares hit $9.50 a share in the next couple of days on a bit of a wave, you'd be up $2 on a 760 investment. That's almost 30%. In the world of hedge funds, that is massive. They would have long taken a profit on that and realigned into something else. You might have more success taking a lower sell price and catching several waves of stock and trying to scoop $1 a share here, $2 a share there on a stock like this, where, you know, it tops out at $8.50, $9. You sell, backs off to $6.57, get in. Tops out at $759, sell, you know, and play it. That you'll double your money a lot faster that way than if you think it's just going to go to $15. That's just reality. Stocks do not double as a normal course of business. A lot of people think that it's normal for a stock to go from $5 like GameStop to 20 to 40 to 80 to 150, 300, $400 a share. That's normal. I think the problem here is Tesla is to blame. People watch Tesla just take a real run for a good year or so and just thought, well, that's how markets work. That's not how markets work. That's very unusual, very off the wall, and very unpredictable, and can be very scary. That's why today In the last 3 or 4 days, Tesla went from 900 down to the 600 and something range. That's almost a 1/3 loss in a month or two. That can happen on a stock that does the opposite, takes a real run for a while. And so I'm not saying that Tesla right now is out of the woods either. I'm not saying that just because Tesla right now is trading at what's it at right now, 697, that it's now going to go to $900 a share. No guarantee of that, but it did recover from the low 600s to where it is now. Tomorrow it might open at 660. It might be $35 lower and stay there all day. Who knows? It may pop from here to 725 and 750, but then back to 650 in the next few days and have a new range of $100. This is hard to tell, but trading a range can be a way to make money in the market if you've got that kind of appetite for it and you've got that kind of thing. But you have to get used to new ranges all the time. Stocks sometimes find homes on you that you're least prepared for the stock to find. You're comfortable with Tesla trading between 850 and 900. The stock is saying, no, I'm not comfortable trading anymore up there anymore. I'm comfortable trading between 600 and 700, or 650 to 750, or 675 to 7.25. That's my new comfort level. If you're expecting it to go back to 900 before you try trading it, to start trading it again, you could be waiting a long time. Markets have a way of reassessing and realigning themselves all the time. Just saw GameStop touch $45 a share, down just $1 a few moments ago. So GameStop is definitely improving here. The Dow now up 39 points. S&P up 3.1. So the S&P has gone positive. That's 2 out of 3. NASDAQ down 92. A nice recovery from down over 530 points this morning. That is a serious turnaround midday during the day. And we are definitely watching money coming into this market with the last 50 minutes to go. So welcome to one heck of a day today. Lots of money changing hands, lots of shares figuring out where they're going and what's happening with them. Wacky stuff going on. Home Depot posts unbelievable numbers, ups their dividend by 10%. The stock is down on the day. Go figure. Some companies can't do anything right with stock market players sometimes. That's just the way it goes. It got downgraded today from like a strong buy to a buy. Just stupid stuff by some dumb analysts. It's now down 767 on the day at $268, and HD had been down to 257. So it's recovered $11 of its loss to be now $6.70. It's actually trading towards the high of the day. It might even have an up day by the time it's all said and done. Wacky, wild, stupid, ridiculous, crazy day. What else is going on? Apple now up 21 cents on the day. Apple has an up day, which means, of course, as I told you folks earlier today, someone was asking me, Bruce, can you explain the Dow 30? Can you explain to me the NASDAQ index? Can you explain? Well, I went over the whole schlemizel, all three of the indices, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, how they're made up of various companies. If Apple is up on the day, which it is now, that helps power up the Dow. The Dow is up 67 points right now. It helps move up the S&P 500. It's up 7.5 points right now. And it helps move up the NASDAQ, which is now only down 79 points versus 533 points. You move Apple up, you're going to start seeing other stocks moving up. Let's take a look at some of the other FANG stocks, the big boys here. What do we got here? Amazon is up $1.54. That's at its high of the day. Who else is moving up here? Let me take a look. Disney still blows my mind. 198 up $6. Unbelievable. Facebook up 560. It's been up almost all day since the first hour of trading or so. It turned around, has been up all day. It's up $5.80. Go figure that. Alphabet, Google, up $4.12, $2,069. It was up after the first hour and a half after starting down, went down again and has recovered again and is now powering higher, up $4. The Dow up 74, S&P up 8. There's some serious money moving into this market. And NASDAQ down only 75. Sellers are getting out of the way. They're backing off, going, oh, there's a tsunami of money coming into this market right now. A tsunami of money. What am I selling for? Am I nuts? It's been 5 down days in a row here and there. And all of a sudden, we've got a market that is coming on with some serious cash. And it's the bigger players that are making the move. Microsoft is now only down 71 cents at 233.80, only down 71 cents a share, trading now towards the high of the day as well. It was as down at the low as 228.75. So that is roughly a $5 comeback on Microsoft intraday. And this is having like I said, an effect on the indexes. Dow up 80, S&P up almost 10, and NASDAQ now down 68. Just coming on the air in the last, how many minutes? 15 minutes. The NASDAQ has recovered about 40, 50 points just in the last 15 minutes. So welcome to the party, pal. If you missed it, you missed a heck of a show. We had a lot of fun early this morning while people were wondering, is this the end of the world? Is this the beginning of a mega crash? What's going on here? Hang on, I just got to plug something in. There we go. And here we go. The markets are coming on quite strongly, especially on the large cap companies. GameStop down $1.50 to 44.5. It's kind of wavering up here. It'll be interesting to see if it catches a wave on the upside towards the end. Gores Holdings up to $19.50 a share. Virgin VGAC at $11.44. Starboard now at $10.39. Fortress Value unchanged on the day. It has clawed its way all the way back to $10.47, unchanged on the day after being as low as $10.21. This is one of the SPACs that I like, and just little penny moves here and there, but these are the days you can get this stuff cheap, and you should if you're thinking of taking advantage of the mergers that these SPACs are going to be doing. Very interesting markets going on right now as we come through the bell. Let's take a look at some other comments here. Let's see if I have what I got for comments going on here. Sorry, folks. I can't agree with you, Bruce, when it comes to AMC. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's see. Thumbs up for Bruce. Thank you. Oh my gosh. CCIV. This is this Churchill investment thing, making a deal with Lucid Motors. They haven't delivered a single car yet, and everyone is panicking because of red. Laugh out loud. If anything, it's going to be normal value at this moment in time. Yeah, Lucid Motors. That is a long, long road before you see cars on the road in any kind of way. Bob, hi, Bruce. I asked earlier, but didn't hear your answer. What benefits does a shareholder get from lending a stock to a shorter? How does lending a share of stock work for the lender, and how do I do it? Well, if you own stock in margin account, the brokerage firm that you're with could theoretically lend the stock to a shorter. If you own 5 shares, you're not getting nothing. You own 100 shares, you might get absolutely nothing for that. It depends how many shares you have and how many shares are needed by a borrower, and how eager the firm is to lend stock out to try to bring in some income. Usually it's the larger accounts that hold large positions of stock that are approached by brokerage firms, where a firm might come to a client and say, hey, look, I know you're holding ABC whatever for the long term. We have a client, or we've been approached by a broker who has a client. They're trying to short stock. If we can arrange that you get paid 1% of the value of your shares per month in an interest charge as a fee, can we lend your stock? In other words, would you like to earn 12% on the value of your portfolio, on per value of this stock in your portfolio? The client might say, yeah, sure, I have no plans on selling the stock. I'm a long holder. I don't intend on going anywhere. And the broker then might go to the other broker who wants the stock and say, yeah, listen, it's 2% a month interest, because in their mind they're going, it's 1% for us and 1% for our client. And the broker tells the client who's shorting, that's what it's going to run you. And the shorter goes, great. I'm looking for a 1 month or 2 month position. I'm not really looking to short this for a long period of time. I'm just hoping to short it now and buy it back in a couple of months for maybe half the price it's trading at, because this guy thinks it's going down. Interest is charged on a daily basis, charged to the account. So if the guy buys the stock back in a half a week, in a month, or half a month, 2 weeks, I should say, buys the stock back in 2 weeks, 15 days, he'll only be charged interest for the 15-day time frame. If it's a 30-day hold short and then he buys it back, he's charged interest for the 30-day. Again, if the shares go up in value, though, the cost of borrowing the stock goes up because it's 1% a month or 2% a month on the value of the stock. So the higher it goes, the more expensive it gets to carry in dollars. Still 2%, but 2% of the increased value. How can you get a broker to do this? You're going to have to talk to them directly about something like that and find out what kind of minimums they're looking for. Unless you're sitting on a $1 million account, you've got at least $100,000 position or more in a stock. I don't think you're going to get a much of a conversation from brokers. Because remember, most stocks out there, most shares that exist that are shorted between 2 and 15%, maybe 18% short interest. Very, very few companies have more than 25, 30%. I mean, you'll find dozens of them, but not thousands of them. So the GameStop story was a one-off. You had 70 million shares outstanding, 50 million of those were free trading, and there was a 70 million short position on the stock. And so a lot of borrowing was being done to hold the short positions, and a lot of fees were being paid. But when it was $5 a share, it was cheap to carry the short interest. Why on earth there would be 70 million shares shorted on GameStop when it's down to $5 a share is beyond me, because the only amount of money you can make now is if it goes from 5 and goes lower than 5, and there's not much more room here. From 50 to 5, I get it. You can short it, and hope it'll go all the way down there. But from $5 down, start covering your shorts and get out of Dodge. But for whatever reason, these 70 million shareholders didn't do that with GameStop, and the Reddit Wall Street Bets readers figured it out, and people started buying up that stock. And as it got picked off, and of course a new insider came into town, Mr. Ryan Cohen. He started picking up 9 million shares for himself. There came a day where there was a shortage of available paper in an easy kind of way. And of course, that moved the markets bit by bit by bit until they reached that $18 mark one day. And another wave of buying came in at that level. And that's when it doubled in price in one day. And that began the entire epic battle we've been watching ever since. But can you make money holding a stock because it's being shorted on you? Probably not. I don't think you can be able to do that. Alrighty. I bought some Home Depot. I'm already up on the day. Way to go. You buy it low at the beginning of the day and watch it go up. Beautiful. It's $268 now on Home Depot. I think it can go a lot higher. I'm thinking $350 to $400. That's where I'm thinking Home Depot a year from now, year and a half from now. That's where it's going. That's where I think it's going. Hi, Bruce. Oliver, what would cause the volume on GameStop to be so low today? GameStop volume right now, 6.4 million shares. My hunch is on a day like today, the market opened badly across the board, not the GameStop, but the whole market. And I think a lot of GameStop sellers just kind of did this and went, well, I'm just going to watch and see what happens because I'm in this thing for the long run. And I'm not going to panic out. Some did. Obviously, it reached $40 a share or so. So some people did sell out, but they ran out of gas in no time. As soon as that market dipped 500 points on the NASDAQ there, that was about all there was for selling. All of a sudden, there was just no additional panic wave coming. The tsunami was a one-wave tsunami, petered out, and there were no more waves. And the shoreline was quickly recaptured. People came the other direction. And buyers stepped into a market to pick up bargains like GameStop at 40, 41, 42 all day. And here we are now at 44.33. And here we are with the NASDAQ only down 44 points. We have come back almost 500 points from the low of the morning on NASDAQ. That is significant intraday turnaround. Pretty good. The Dow is up 101 right now. S&P up 13.3. So these markets are definitely turning up noticeably higher. They're oversold temporarily. They were in a bit of an oversold scenario going into the morning, had a little washout. Finally, the washout came, and now the selling is gone. And bargain hunters are looking around going, which one should I get? And they've been doing this all day, picking off deals. in some of their favorites. Gore Holdings was a deal at 1581, a deal at 60, a deal at 1650, 17, 1750, 18. Hope some of you got in there. It's now 19.90 a share, down only $2. It was down 7. Virgin VGAC now 1137 is where it's trading at. It's kind of meandering along. SVAC, which is Starboard, is now 1044, and it's only within about 9 cents of its high of the day. And then Fortress Value down 1 penny. It's come back to be only down a penny on the day. Very good. Microsoft down 27 cents. That could turn positive at any time. Home Depot now down 7.55 at 268. That has come back $11. IBM up 31 cents. AMC up 79 cents to 7.34. It's backed off a little bit from a little run it just had, and it might be petering out a little bit right now. We'll see. The Dow up 98, up 198, roughly almost 100 points. Apple up 25 cents. We'll watch and see how that performs the rest of the day. Hit a high of 126.54. And that's about 30 cents away from its high right now of the day. Apple, 138 million traded. Not a heavy day for Apple. That's that might even be light. But it's an up day. And Tesla now down only $9.89, 704, 1048 now it's down. 704 on Tesla, up from the low of 615 or 619. Big turnaround, 619.50 to here. Almost $100 turnaround on Tesla during the day. So there's a lot of money coming in here. We'll see what's going on. Sin, I listened to Uncle Bruce. I stayed away from CCIV, and I'm so glad. Stay away. Stay away from this stuff. You do not want to be jumping on that thing right now. That story is over. That story is over. The deal has been announced. Lucid and this company will merge. It's going to take 3 months to do so. There will be no reason for the stock to go up on the listing. It's already been up. It's done for, unless Lucid comes up with some major announcements day one of listing. That could be 3 months from now before that's completed. So I'm not optimistic that CCIV is going to do much more than what it's done. Hit the 50-something mark, now back to this 40-something neighborhood. And that might be all she wrote. We'll see. I mean, I have been proven wrong in my life. But boy, I like the odds of buying a SPAC more in the $10 range than buying a SPAC at the $40 mark. I just kind of like that. Yeah, CCIV 35.78 avoid. Headline: Tiger Woods injured in a rollover car crash, according to LA County Sheriff. He's been transported to the local hospital. Agent says he is undergoing surgery. So Mr. Woods is got issues. That is too bad. A single vehicle rollover traffic collision since been extracted from the wreck and moved to a local hospital. That is not good news. It wasn't like he was hit by somebody else. He may have been driving a little too quickly. Who knows? The vehicle sustained major damage, and it looks like it's come off the roadway. According to a photo here, it looks like an SUV has rolled down an embankment, and multiple leg injuries he's suffering from. That's not good as a golfer. He is currently in surgery. We thank you for your support. So there's the story right now on Tiger Woods. That could mean disaster for his golf career. We'll have to follow that. That's too bad, but you got to wonder, what are you doing driving at that kind of speed? Sometimes you feel impervious. What can you do? Not all of us get to live to be 65, I guess. I don't know. Weird. I hope he's going to be all right, though. Let's see. GameStop, 44.39. The market now, Dow up 117 points. S&P up 17. NASDAQ is down 16 points. NASDAQ's about to go positive as well. Very, very strong move here. We're going to see what happens. Airlines and travel stocks surge as the United Kingdom sets out lockdown exit plans. Other headlines coming across right now. That is good for travel stocks. Obviously, the anticipation of maybe good news. Is it a guarantee that the worst is over? No, but this is what we're hearing. We're hearing more and more positive news coming out about perhaps the easing up of the restrictions on this world of ours. We'll see where it takes us. We're gonna go from there. G Markey, what are your thoughts on IBM? Everyone hates it. I like it. I've been talking about it for 2 days, saying get into IBM. I like it. Wizard Bruce, if I make $1 million, I want to donate 100,000 to your PayPal. Thank you very much, Wizard Al. I hope you make 2 million. I hope you make 5 million. Make $1 billion. Come on, don't limit yourself. I mean, don't hold yourself back. And then think of me. What can I say? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Al Boogie, Tesla has a monopoly on electric vehicles, but they are going to be on that autonomous technology. Tesla will be 10 times in the next several years. Look, Tesla has been a stock that a lot of people have tried to bet against and have lost a lot. There's a guy running that show who knows his stuff, and he's a visionary, and I would not bet against this guy in any way, shape, or form because I kind of like his style. Kara, thank you for this $2 donation. I very much appreciate this. Another donation came in here from Helen. Thank you, Helen, for your donation. These donations add up for this guy. I do appreciate these. AB, these expectations pre-merger realistic. VGAC 30, SVAC, FAI 25, other one, GHV 45. Any early numbers hype from investors that can give a ballpark guess? Look, you're guessing. I'm guessing. We're all guessing. I just love the fact that these SPACs, once merged in, the four that I've been mentioning will be cash rich, debt poor, publicly traded, and they'll be ready to get on a tear. I really think that these four companies are going to be very active corporately. They're not just going public to go, oh, okay, we've gone public now. We don't have to do anything anymore. That is not the point of going public. You go public for bigger reasons than that. You go public to get much bigger and much more dominant in your field. And they'll take you for the ride. They'll take you with them. If they're going to 25 a share, 45 a share, 100 a share, 500 a share, you stick around with these guys, you might be in for an interesting time. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak went public in 1980 or so. They were offering stock to the public, I think, at $24 a share. What a ride those guys had. There were ups and downs, but oh my gosh, if you stuck it out, you've done really, really well. You don't have to stick around for 20 years with any of these companies. They will all be publicly traded on the major exchanges within the next 60 to 90 days or less. That is not a lot of time to ask to stick around and enjoy yourself a little entertainment. Fortress is now up a penny to 10.48. Starboard is now 10.36, only down 22 cents. Virgin is now at 11.30, down 162, and Gore's Holdings a 19.96, almost breaching $20 again. GameStop 44.41, down 159. The Dow up 113, S&P up 16, Nasdaq down 26. Big last hour surge has been coming in of cash. Probably now for the Dow, the money has been rolling in for about 3 hours. I would say since 1 o'clock Eastern time, cash has been rolling in. The Dow has been running up ever since. So guys, get ready. This is a good sign that on a day like today, you've got a turnaround like this. You could have a big day tomorrow with momentum coming in behind this money. There's a lot of people who are like, they'll follow you into the pool. I'll be like the 10th guy in, though. I don't want to be the leader. I don't want to be the third guy. But if 9 others go first, then I'm jumping in too because it's happening. Well, there's 500 or 10,000 more behind that guy. This is what we might see here tomorrow on these markets, unless something really stupid is going on out there that I'm not aware of. I'm not hearing anything like that. We'll see how it plays out. Excuse me. Thank you, everybody, for these donations. And thank you for your comments. I'm looking for some more comments here. What's going on here? Julie, glad we were asleep during the main part of your trading day. It's 6 o'clock here, and we're tuning into Uncle Bruce to see the bounce back. Well, you missed all the fun. Oh, man. What can I say? What else is going on? I bought 100 shares of VGAC at $12.20. Right on. You're going to make money. You hang on to it long enough, you're going to make money. I believe it. Any idea when it'll happen? Between, they said 2 to 3 months it takes to close the deal. They announced it 2-3 weeks ago. So another 60 odd days. As soon as I know the exact date of trading, you'll know. Believe me. This is not going to be a secret. You're going to find out. They're going to change their name to 23andMe, and they'll start trading under the symbol ME. Now, Joe is thinking May 1st. I don't know if that's true or not, but it will be, the symbol will be ME, that's for sure. All righty. What else is going on? Is Bruce blurry to me on my computer, or is he out of focus, or is it my eyesight? It might be your computer. It might be you. I don't know. I can't say. Check your resolutions. I can't tell you. I do the best I can with what I have. I appear to be clear, but maybe I'm being a bit fuzzy today. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Zizan, hi Bruce. What do you think of things like SOXL ETF, which is a triple leveraged ETF in semiconductors? Oh, I'm not a fan of the leveraged anythings. The leveraged ETFs, I'm not a fan of these. I'm not sure how to react to those. I avoid them. I'm really just interested in ETFs that are dollar for dollar, and try to avoid the leveraged. I just have not heard enough good things about them to want to recommend them to anybody. Cristiano, hey Bruce, thanks for sharing the SPACs opportunities. Usually a SPAC starts its price at $10. Should I pull out if it drops below 10? No. $10 is usually the issuance price of a SPAC, and they normally will issue a share plus either a full warrant or a half a warrant or a quarter of a warrant or a third of a warrant, which means if you have a full warrant, let's say you buy 2 units, $10 each, you get a share and a half a warrant. So now you have 2 shares and 1 warrant because you bought 2 units. I'm just using a very basic example. You now have the opportunity to buy another share at $11.50 using that warrant. Your option. You don't have to use it. You don't have to do it. You can just sell the warrant in the open market. Now, if the stock is trading at $11.50 on the open market, your warrant is at the money, like an option, except it has a year to live after the company announces their deal, all right, their vending deal. Now, those warrants can change. The terms can change because there are some SPACs that will say in their prospectus, we're going to issue these units at $10 each with a half a warrant or whatever it is, but the warrants can be exercisable into stock at $11.50 for a year after we announce the deal, or only 60 days after the shares break $20 a share, or after they break $25 a share, or they have to. We can make you exercise them sooner if the shares do really, really well after we announce the deal. So you have to be wary of that. But I'm telling all of you here, the SPACs I'm talking to you about are already listed. You're not buying the units. You're just buying the shares unto themselves. They can go under $10 a share. Yes, they can. They can trade at $9.25 a share. Except the thing is that the SPAC going public at $10 a unit, and they raise, say, $400 million when they do this, that $400 million has to go into trust and has to sit in a bank account. The insiders of the company that run the SPAC, they can't spend that money. They can't pay themselves $1 million a week in salary, anything like that. That money has to stay in trust. That money is for a merger. It is specifically to be used in a merger with a private company. So the company has 2 years from the day of listing to find a private company to merge with. If they can't, they must refund the money. So you as a shareholder are, I think, entitled to your $10 back. Not 100% sure on how this all works out, because I have yet to see a SPAC that can't cut the deal. I have yet to see a SPAC not do a deal. But I will say that these SPACs that are trading here at $10.52 for the Fortress, which is now up a nickel, and Starboard, which is now down 24 cents to $10.34, you're risking very little of your capital buying here on the merger that's already been announced. I'm only talking to you about 4 SPACs that have announced their deal. They are doing their mergers. So there's not going to be any refund of the money and the closing out of the company and all that stuff. No. These entities will become newly named corporations that will now be dominated by the private companies that they're merging with, because the private companies are much more valuable than the SPACs, and that they will be heavily financed and heavily sitting on a lot of cash. And I think you're going to see a lot of activity. And so corporately, I think there's going to be a lot of fun had here by investors, and that's where you come in. Pick these up and enjoy the show. All right. I like that GHVI at 12.93. Yeah, I can imagine. I would have loved it at 10. What can I say? What do you think about Churchill? Done for. Do not go in there. Do not buy it at any price right now. Do not do a thing with that stock until well after they list as the auto company. That's going to take 3 months. Do not go near that right now. Okay. Let's see what we have here. What's going on? Let me take a peek at headlines. Any more headlines on Tiger Woods? So we know he's in the hospital. He's being operated on as a leg injury of some kind. That's all we know. That's the latest. The vehicle is a single vehicle rollover accident, and he is in the hospital now being operated on. So this is not good news for Mr. Woods. Let's continue over here. Here we are. My poor Virgin VGAC has gotten wrecked since I first bought into it. Doubled my position today to try to even out my average cost. Well, it's cheaper than I love it down here. I mean, I liked it at 14. I love it at 11.30. I really think this is a bargain. We'll see what happens. Let's go. Continuing on. Just added 500 more VGAC. There you go. What else is happening here? What else? Okay, Taylor, it's my largest position. I bought at 13.85 and I'm just going to sit on it. A good move too. Not a problem at all. Let's see. Here we go. Jack is saying UK news reporting the vacation bookings crashed the systems last night after lockdown ease was reported. The Brits can't wait to go. They cannot wait. Stonks Doctor says, Bruce, we need proof of life of Jen. We need to know Jen is alive. Does Jen have anything to say about that?
I'm not a cat.
I am not a cat. She is not a cat. Please make your donations right now to the channel in your appreciation of the fact that Jen is alive and well. She's laughing like crazy, and she's not a cat. Here's a $2 donation right here, £2. Hey, Bruce, what do you think about Hyliion Holdings? I don't know anything about it. I've never heard the name before. I don't know who they are. Folks are laughing with Jen. They love it. Jen, she's here. Jen's hilarious. She's alive and not a cat. But I haven't seen a single donation come in for you, honey. They don't like you at all. They just say they like you, but they're not sending any money. Oh man, GameStop 44.55. We like Jen. $5 donation. Mia's ideas. We like Jen. There you go, Jen. Someone likes it. There you go. Oh, we got another donation. We got one here from Kara. Hi, Bruce. Home Depot earnings report included no outlook for the year. Why is that? Is that, do you think, why it might be down? Your thoughts? That was the first thinking of some of the analysts out there that, well, if the company's not going to give us any indication of what they're going to be doing this year, maybe the shareholders will revolt and the stock will back off. I think the stock, in some people's minds, they thought the stock was priced to perfection. And that's not the case at all. The stock is not priced to perfection. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's cheap. It's probably trading now under 20 times earnings and under expected earnings. And again, that's the problem. We can't give you expected earnings. But in my opinion, I don't think these guys are going to go down into a recession situation just because people are allowed to move around again. I think there'll be a lot of people going to Home Depot that haven't been to Home Depot in months, or are going to want to go to that favorite store of theirs and pick up some stuff, little things for their house, and that's going to add up. Plus, of course, this is February. 2 or 3 months from now, what are we into? Spring, barbecue, patio, outdoor entertainment. Home Depot, the flowers, the garden center, hello. Yeah, I think we're going to have a pretty good year for Home Depot and several years beyond. These shares, I think, can go much, much higher. Bruce is a lucky man. Is she a fox? But is she a fox, says Mason B. Do you want to see what she looks like? Would you like to see a picture of Jen? I got one right here. Let me pop it up for you. Hang on. I got a photo of Jen right here. We were out the other day. We were out the other day at Costco. Here I am with my mask on. There she was right there. Someone had taken a photo of her and posted it up there, and they were just all thrilled with her. There's Jen. Unbelievable. Isn't that right, honey?
That's me, all right.
That's me, all right. There you go. See, I'm here for you. She's alive and well. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, Tori is saying to me, Bruce, I love your insights. Question: I was something 1,000-ish on a stock, and sold half when it was a bit higher, as I knew it would drop again. It now says I'm down $70. What is up with that? I do not know the details of this. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure. That's not enough info for me to help you with that. I can't figure out what you're actually telling me. Kevin, a $1 donation just came in, a little sticker, super sticker. Thank you very much for that. I'm just going to say that's because you like me more than you like Jen. Okay. She's laughing. You got to keep them laughing, man. That's the secret to success in a relationship. Either laugh with you or laugh at you. If they think you're funny, they'll stick around with you a while, or let you stick around with them. There you go. All right. Ralph is saying, "Hey Bruce, I must have missed out. If you've talked any on SVAC that was mentioned earlier, you talk of a good cash position, but were there other upsides to your opinion on SVAC? SVAC is taking over Cyxtera, Syxterra. Cyxtera is one hell of an entity to merge with. It's a private company that has 60 different data farms. These are the server farms you'll find in usually in large cities with industrial type, industrial malls. These are heavily fortified buildings that you can't get near because of the barbed wire and the patrols and all that. These guys are on a roll here. This company, I think, is going to get much, much larger, much, much faster, and they're cash flowing all kinds of cash right now. They are on fire, and I think that this company, you're not going to recognize this company in a couple of years at all. You're just not going to recognize it. This SVAC is a sleeper stock that the street has not figured out at this point, obviously, because it's sitting at 10.42. No one's excited about this deal because I don't think they get it. I don't think they can process this deal. This company, as best as I can explain it, and I am not a professional in this area whatsoever, but these server farms inside, they'll have, I don't know, thousands of servers and data. It's a data center, okay? But rather than the building be one building for Amazon or for Google, this building is designed to accommodate 100 different companies and their needs. And these folks they're doing what's called retail data processing. And again, I'm making up these words. I do not know the official wording of this, and I hardly understand it. I'm trying to bring this down to plain English for you guys. So if you've got, you've got companies that need data storage, data processing, but they don't want to do it in their building, in their office building. They don't have the server capacity. They need guys like this with these giant server farms where those guys can handle 100 times more than what you've got. Well, you don't need your own building. You need be part of this kind of operation. So they have 60 of these things all over the place. They're one of the largest operators of server farms for the retail side of the market. And so they're dealing with a whole bunch of S&P 500 companies, a whole bunch of Russell 2000 stock companies, a zillion of them. And that's what I like about them. They've got their fingers all over the place. They got a huge sales force out there that are bringing in all kinds of business, and these guys are expanding. And now with this SPAC, merging in with the SPAC and putting together, I think it's they end up with $650 million in cash upon listing on this deal, because this SPAC had, I think, $400 million cash in the bank, and then there's a $250 million additional financing being done with Wall Street backing to put it into a $650 million package. And I believe that the private company, Cyxtera, has been backed by some serious hedge funds, serious tens of billions of dollars size hedge funds. And so now they want them to go public. so that they own the shares that they own in the private company, they now own in a public company, and they'll issue more stock to the street, but not at $10 a share. Only this batch is going out at $10 a share, 650 million worth. That's where you come in. You can get in here at 1042 and get your stock, get 10, 15, 20, 100, whatever you want. You don't have to buy $5 million worth to get into this deal, but allow these guys now to complete their paperwork and their merger. And don't be surprised if a month or 2 or 3 after the merger is completed, rumors start to come out that this outfit is going to take over other server farm companies, because you've got a public company buying up other private companies, but not at $10 a share, kids. No, you're $10 a share. If they're going to do some financing of cash and then issuing stock to take these guys, they're going to do this at 30 and 40 and 50 and 80 and 120. I mean, just reach out like this, and the bigger they get, the more powerful they get. Yeah, this is going to be one big outfit. It might not sound sexy enough for those of you who love electric cars, and you're all excited about certain kinds of businesses. This is the heart of the economy, data economy, server farm. Every company has to have this. Corporate security, everything else. This is the heart and the backbone of a lot of business out there. Knowledge is king. So there you go. Guys, remember that movie? Do you ever remember that movie with Robert Redford and what Dan Aykroyd was in that movie called Sneakers? Do you remember that? You remember that movie? It was all about they had to break into a server farm kind of company, and they were trying to set something up, some kind of a deal, and then the CIA was in on it and all kinds of stuff. Knowledge is power. That building was heavily fortified, but I guess not smart enough for these guys. Of course, it was a comedy movie, so. But anyway, I really enjoyed. I've always enjoyed that movie. That was one of the precursors to modern day, the modern day world in which we live. That movie, I think, is 20 years old. It's really gone back a ways, but it was ahead of its day when that movie was made with regard to what kind of a world we live in now. It's really amazing. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Continuing on here. Are you going to provide more postcards anytime soon? Vincent wants to know. We need to produce a Stock Markets with Bruce postcard, along with additional Stock Markets with Bruce logos for T-shirts and other merchandise. And a postcard will be in the offing. Just sort of stick around and stand by, and I'll let you know when we're ready. We'll see what we can do. Let's see. Trying to catch up with all your comments. Thank you, all that. Here's a comment about Sextra, a company founded in 2017 by former Terramark CEO Manuel Medina, was built on the former CenturyLink and Savas data center portfolio. That's well said, well done. This person may have copied and pasted, but that's okay. I don't mind. Kevin, thank you for this donation. Hey, Bruce, I traded my first call options contract today. I have one SPY contract expiring March the 3rd. Would you recommend holding until the 3rd, until the end? No, I would not. March 3rd, so you haven't got a lot of time for something to happen. If you can earn a decent return in the next 2 or 3 days, get out and consider waiting for your opportunity to buy another one. I hope you bought at the low today when the market was really backed off, and now that the S&P is up 10 and the Dow's up 68, you should be ahead of the curve on this thing. And I hope you do. Of course, I hope you do well on it. But no, you don't want to wait till the last day. You want to, if you've picked in your mind kind of a 20%, 50%, 100% gain on this thing and then get out, then do that. Do that trade. Take your money off the table and then wait for an opportunity to nail it again. Because markets fluctuate, and sometimes they fluctuate inconveniently against you at the wrong time. I bought 850 shares of SVAC today, as a matter of fact. Kevin, way to go, Kevin. It's now 10.44, down 14 cents. GameStop, 44.94, down $1.06. The Dow is up 56, S&P up 9. We're coming into the last 7 minutes of the day right now. Churchill Capital is on the TV here, down $22. Stay the heck away from that stock. There we are. No More Secrets. Sidney Poitier and Robert Redford and River Phoenix. Rest in peace. Great cast. Really great cast in that movie called Sneakers. You ever get a chance to watch that movie? It is a really good cast. Wasn't the what was the name of the guy who? Ben Kingsley's in the movie, but also no, the big African American actor, the voice of the voice of James Earl Jones is in that movie, and he's hilarious. He's fantastic in that movie. That is an all-star cast, absolutely all-star cast. You want to check that movie out if you get the chance. Sneakers. Raymond, thank you, Raymond Hernandez, for your donation today. Appreciate these. Meow, meow, we love cats and Jen. You got her laughing. You're keeping me out of the doghouse, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Kevin saying, I got into AMC at $6.12 the other day. You're at $7.70 right now, up $1.15. Way to go. You buy low and sell higher. There you go. Sidney Poitier, the voice of Darth Vader. Right on. Greg says, I was never here. You don't know where I was. If anyone's asking, I wasn't around. No idea where I am. I have no idea where I am. Razmal, I have 237 VGAC right now. Let's go. Right on. Quick recap. GameStop down only 89 cents, down 73 cents. It's 45.27 coming into the last 5 minutes of the day. GameStop is making a run to not be down on the day. Very interesting. Gore's Holdings, 1968. Virgin VGAC now 11.31, down 161. Starboard at 10.44. Fortress is up a nickel to 10.52. Microsoft down $1.38. Home Depot down $8 to 2.67. Doesn't look like it's going to recover today. IBM up 2 cents. AMC up $1.12, the Dow up 40 points approximately, Apple down only a quarter on the day. So these shares have come back a long, long way from those early minutes, those first 30, 40 minutes of the day. And we'll see how we close out in the next, 4 minutes or so, 3-4 minutes, as this market is quickly quickly coming to an end. Well done. Let's see here. I'm not here. No, you haven't seen me. I'm not here. Brandon, way to go, Brandon. I've been holding AMC since 250. I'm chilling. There you go, buddy. Well done. Let's see here. IBM is the only green today. I was buying GHVI at 23. Bad move. Long term, no, but could have got him at 15 today. But still, I like the stock for a lot more than 23. A lot more than that. 19.55 down 240 on the day. GameStop 45.19 or so. Just not near even, but not quite even. See what happens in the aftermarket. But this is a pretty good recovery for the market as a whole. The Dow up 42, S&P up 6.5, NASDAQ down 68, coming into the last 2 minutes of the day. And we'll see how they want to do. IBM down a penny on the day, giving up at the very, very end, one little penny at this point. Interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, Ralph, Bruce, that's a lot for that info on your opinion on SVAC. Data is an enormously lucrative field. I'll probably be taking a position after some more research. Let's go here. Oh, thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. Keep them coming if you can. We'll be on the air for another hour through the aftermarket. We're going to see what happens in the aftermarket for the first hour after this close. We're just about done here. We are coming into the last 2 minutes, according to CNBC. Make sure I'm up to speed with the thing. Yes, I am. And it is coming through. The Dow up 41, S&P up 6.8, NASDAQ down 62. I'm not sure if we're going to have any more of a surge or a drop-off at the end. We'll see what's going on. Let's go. More comments. Bruce said he liked the stock. And any thoughts on JD and other China stocks? No positive opinion on any China stocks. Avoid. FAI starting to move up 18 cents. Fortress value is picking up a little bit of steam here to 10.65. It's been meandering at just under 10.50 all day, and a little pop here at the end. Finally, I like that SPAC deal. Any thoughts on budget airlines? I'm not a fan of the airlines. Their budget, their balance sheets are a mess. And yeah, the sentiment is there for, we're all feeling good about things, but these airlines, these shares are not where I want to be putting my money. No way. No, thank you. Let's see here. Tarek, thanks, Bruce, for the live today. My broker is down the whole day. Couldn't buy anything today. Let's see. What do you think about Apple, Bruce? Bryson, do you think Apple will keep going up or down tomorrow? I'm bearish. We'll see. It recovered from 118. It had a bit of a pop here. Apple closing out here at 126.04, up 4 cents. Now 125.90 at the last bell here. So almost unchanged. We'll see. I like the recovery today. I did like that a lot. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Bruce, AB is saying, Bruce, I have a question about IPOs. Coinbase is the U.S. largest cryptocurrency exchange. It's going to list at 303. Is it insanely high? Have the investors already made all the money? Yeah. All the insiders, all kinds of hedge funds have all made money all the way up, and you're the last one into the party. I'm not a fan of post-IPO trading at all. Just not a fan of post-IPO trading. Not. What company is FAII acquiring? Their Fortress Value is acquiring ATI physical therapy centers, 860 physical therapy centers across the U.S., planning to go over 900. It's a $2.5 billion deal with a $650 million cash injection, and that is going to allow the therapy centers to pay down a bunch of their debt because they built up all these places, and they're going to be running at a sweet little profit. A medical treatment company for humanity. There will be millions of people using these centers for years and years and years and years. I think this is a cash cow waiting to be exploited. I like that. I like that deal. It's 10:57 now, up a dime on the day. Let's see. Do you hold any GameStop? I don't hold any stock. I'm not an investor. I'm just a commentator. I'm here to tell you what I think is going on in plain English. I do not own stock. I don't buy and sell stock on the open market. I don't trade stock. I only see what I see, tell you what's going on in plain English. I'll give you my opinion on something, but I'm not in conflict with any investor where I own something and I'm trying to get you to buy it after I buy it. It's just not my game. I don't need that nonsense. Kalen, I remember you mentioned that GameStop had $9 billion revenue or something like that. But when I look, it's closer to $6 billion. Which number were you referencing exactly? The company has had $9 billion in sales. If you go back about 4 or 5 years, back in the 2014, 15, 16 neighborhood, they were at one point doing those kinds of numbers for gross sales. Their numbers have slipped and slipped and slipped. They were in that 7-8 billion range before COVID hit. And now with COVID, their numbers have backed off again because, of course, they've closed off most of their 5,000 stores for a number of months during the year. But they've been shifting out and over to online selling. And the last report that I saw, the official last report I saw was a 34% of all their sales were online sales. That was during, I think, the quarter leading up to Christmas. They're now converting the entire corporation to go virtually 90% will be online sales as they downsize the number of stores they have, start selling stores off to various investment groups. And they'll run maybe 500 to 1,000 stores in North America is my guess. Eventually, that'll be the plan. Most of their business will be global online selling, which means in the long run, if they just have $9 billion in sales again, but they don't have 5,000 stores to run, they're running $9 billion in sales out of 7 or 8 warehouses. A lot cheaper to run the business, much higher margins for GameStop. And they could add way more products to their offerings because they're offering products on the internet. They don't have to physically have them in the stores. That takes up space. They can triple the number of merchandise items available in their stores rather than carry just games and game centers. And they don't have to worry about stacking stuff in the back and receiving trucks every day with cardboard boxes full of merchandise and have 2 employees back there opening the boxes and counting out the inventory and reporting damaged goods when they arrive and all that crap of retail. Here, everything comes in giant pallets into the warehouses direct from the factories. and then go out to you. And it's kind of like an Amazon routine. They're going to become the Amazon of gaming, and they're going to go global. So they're not interested in just dealing with their 55 million Power Play members, their in-house members of their club. They want to deal with the 2.4 billion gamers out there. That's what they want to do. And that opens up that field to a whole other level. So we'll see how that goes. GameStop closed at $44.94, down $1.06 on the day. Aftermarket is now at $45.10, up 15 cents. So the markets are closed, and we're now beginning to trade in the aftermarket, and we'll see how things trend there going forward. The Gores Holdings closed out at looks like 1991 or so. Let me take a peek here. 1960 on the exchange. Aftermarket, it's 1998. So there's buying coming in already on the aftermarket. Why this happens is a mystery to me. I don't know why someone would want to buy the stock at 1998 when just 3 minutes ago it was available at $19.60. I'm at a loss how this happens. It just is the weirdest thing. But markets are markets, and they're much thinner traded on the aftermarket than in the during the market. And I can't answer it. I can't address it. This is a stock trading on the NASDAQ stock exchange during market hours. And then on the aftermarket, it's the wild, wild west. And right now it is $19.98 on the aftermarket. GameStop trading on the aftermarket, $45.04, up a dime right now. All right, there you go. Okay, let's see. Samuel, what did you exit the market just for this channel? Haven't done investing in a number of years. It's been a number of years. I started my YouTube career in August 2017 with this channel, Traveling with Bruce, right here. And by creating this channel, I in effect put myself to work for 10 to 12 hours a day. 6-7 days a week. I mean, I just put everything into this channel because I wanted to see if I could become a successful YouTuber. I love to talk about travel, and I wanted to do something in my retirement kind of time. And I thought, well, I'll try this channel. And so within about a year and a bit, this first channel started to pay the bills around the house. It just started to kind of cover things. And the hope was that my wife and I, Jen and I, would start traveling on cruise ships with our viewers, and we would do group cruises. And when you organize a group cruise, you get enough people to go with you through a travel agency and through the cruise lines. The cruise lines will throw the creator of the group cruise, so they'll give that person a free cabin. And so I thought, well, Jen and I can travel with the group. We won't have to pay for the so-called fare, but we still have to fly there, and whatever we spend, we have to spend. But we'll do the shows, we'll do our broadcasts right from a cruise ship with cruisers, and then do meet and greets and all this kind of stuff on land when we finish our cruise. All that was coming together perfectly, absolutely perfectly. A year ago, everything was looking great. We had a group cruise planned for December of 2020 and another one ready for February 2021. And I was getting ready to think about another group cruise for like June, July 2021. And then COVID hit. And that just destroyed everything. I mean, my views for a few months went up during the initial COVID coverage of this channel. But then in the summer, it began to wane off because it was all bad news. There was nothing happy to talk about with regards to cruising and traveling. And a lot of my viewers are going, all you give us is bad news. You're such a downer. I'm going, what do you want? You want me to make stuff up? And so, of course, we lost our cruise for December. It got canceled. And we lost our cruise for February. It got canceled. So the group cruises disappeared. And we were stuck here at home. We're supposed to be on a cruise ship right now. We're supposed to be on a cruise right now. We had a couple that we were arranging to do a cruise with, fell apart as well. And so we're stuck here in Creston. So by the time the summer rolled around, last summer, as I say, the stock market, so the Traveling with Bruce channel was really slowing up. Well, I thought, I've always had the experience of being an ex-broker. And I thought maybe what you could do is create a second channel, but just talk about the stock market in plain English, because there just isn't any of that. I don't see much of that out there in the outside world. And so I decided that I would create this channel and just try to, get it going and see what happens. And I started to do videos about Tesla, and I did a video about, how shares used to be traded versus then and now, and started doing a few things. Then I came up with this GameStop idea. I came up with a story on GameStop about how overshorted the stock was, and I did that way back in the summer, and I just kept up with these videos from time to time, and the channel began to get some traction in November, December. That's when it became monetizable. And it started to generate like, $2 a day in revenue. I was just doing videos, just putting a video together, putting it out there. But then the GameStop thing happened, and I was covering GameStop more and more, and the numbers started to rise. And I decided, you better go live and start talking about what's happening on GameStop. You better go live, because it's becoming quite dominant on the markets over here, and it would be a good idea if you did that. So that's what I started to do. And lo and behold, after a couple of days of going live, a whole bunch of you guys out there started discovering me, and the channel numbers just took off. And I had maybe 1,300 subscribers just before GameStop did its thing. And in one day I added 5,000 subscribers, and I went live the next day and I added 8,000 subscribers. The next day I went live, I had 10,000 new subscribers. And you folks are asking me all kinds of questions that you need help on with regards to the markets. And I just saw the light. I mean, it doesn't take a baseball to the head, very, very, very many of those, to figure out maybe you should go live. Maybe that's what you should be doing with this channel, and talking to these folks about what's happening in the markets on a daily basis, because they are clearly interested in your thought on what is happening, to interpret what's going on. And I thought, well, as long as you want me here, I'll be here. But if it backs off that there's only 5 people watching at a time, I'll know when to shut it down. And so I thought, all right, let's just keep on going. And here we are at 50,500 subscribers, or whatever that number is now. And there are 981 of you with me here in the aftermarket. I mean, the aftermarket. I have 981 people here. Fantastic. It's not like it used to be when GameStop went to 500 a share and I had 13,000 people at a time. I'm pointing at the meter up here on my camera. There were 13,000 people here watching me simultaneously, and that the comments were doing this. No one can get a word in edgewise. I could hardly read the comments. It was insanity, but a lot of fun. And so the channel has really taken over this household for sure in the last few weeks, and I've decided that, look, if viewers out there are enjoying what I'm doing and they're making donations to this channel like you do, then I'm more than happy to put more effort into it. And so my channel travel it's there. I haven't done a video now for about 4 or 5 days. I still do my live shows over there for my sponsor members and my regular Monday night shows. But the cruise news, I'm hoping to be able to do a video in the next day or two for that channel, because there's some developments at least. But the action and the interest level is clearly here. Dramatic and tremendous interest in just having the market explained to you folks as I interpret it over the 40-year career I've had, or have been involved with the markets in the past. And so I figured as long as I enjoy doing it, I'll keep doing it. And this is a lot of fun for me. But I will admit, I'm on the air 5 hours a day live, 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. And now I'm offering these single sessions, these individual sessions, to help people out who want to talk to me for an hour privately about their unique situation. And I'm happy to do that. That is more time out of my life, but it's worth it. And so I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how long this is going to go. I don't know how long I can keep doing this for, until either I can't do it any longer, it's just going to be too much for me, or you guys will be so bored with this guy, you'll eventually drop him. He was a sensation for a couple of weeks, and then we've moved on. We'll see. Right now, the markets are different every day. They are never the same day twice, as you probably have figured out. And you've got to be able to handle the ups and downs of the stock market to survive it. And that's how I survived my career as a broker, as a manager, as a partner in a brokerage firm, and taking my own company public. I could survive the highs and lows by just trying to maintain an even keel throughout it all. And that is very difficult to do. For some folks, it's impossible because they just get too wound up. They get too high or they get too low. And that's what life is for a lot of us. And what are you going to do? Anyway, there you are. Is that an answer to your question? I don't even know. Thank you, everybody, for hanging around, sticking around, watching Bruce talk about the markets. AB, thank you for this donation. It's impulsive to dump a sideways stock where you're only gaining a few cents a share and throw it into the SPAC. Feels like I did the right thing. Well, pick up these SPACs and just sit on them is a good strategy. I recommend. Let them deliver for you a return. Ed, thank you for this donation. Hey, Bruce, received my postcard from Creston this morning. Oh, beautiful. Made my day. Greetings from the UK. You got this, baby, right here. Fantastic. We had a bunch of those that we are asking for donations for, and we blew them all out of here. It's amazing. Harley, thank you, Harley, for your donation. I appreciate that. We will make a new postcard, but I will make a postcard specifically for Stock Markets with Bruce followers, and there'll be more coffee cups coming from Stock Markets with Bruce down the road. We've got this one here, of course. You can pick yourself up a GameStop with Uncle Bruce mug. We'll have more mugs coming out in the next little while, and hopefully T-shirts and other merchandise if you want to support the channel that way. And I do appreciate you for all that, guys. It's fantastic. All you channel lurkers, thumbs up for Uncle Bruce. How are we doing on thumbs ups right now? 220 thumbs ups. That's all we got on this show. 220 thumbs ups. It is such a quiet afternoon. Jeffrey Hooks, thank you for your PayPal donation. I just saw it pop in here. Appreciate it. If you could find a way to throw a thumbs up to this guy, man, I would appreciate it. There are 965 watchers and only 220 thumbs ups. Oh, man. People are sleeping out there. Wake up. Please help this YouTuber and throw a couple of thumbs ups this way if you can. They're free to hand out, they don't cost you anything. And they definitely make YouTube recommend this channel to people who've never heard of us before. The more people that hear about this show and hear this guy talking about these stocks, the more people will know about these stocks. 563 now, someone is saying, 577, 584, 590. My machine is stuck on 220. Obviously, my machine is wrong. So thank you, those of you who are getting us to 600 thumbs ups or more. That would be great. We need to get to 1,000 on this show. We got to have 1,000 thumbs ups every time. That will convince YouTube to promote this channel more heavily against some of these other channels. There are channels I'm up against that have 1 million subscribers, 750,000 subscribers. I have 50,000. We are so tiny. We have such a tiny little community here. We have got to get to the 250,000 mark to really make a dent. And that is why these thumbs ups are so important now. A channel with only 50,000 subscribers, guy goes on the air, talks to his people, engages with them with all these messages, and then he hits 1,000 thumbs ups during the show. Big deal. That is a big deal in the YouTube universe. It's really important. If you watch any YouTuber who makes a video, they're begging you. Please like my video. Give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. They're begging. And I'm just like everybody else. I mean it. We need the thumbs ups to really keep this channel growing. Because otherwise it'll just peter out and I'll just have to shut her down. It just isn't going to be worth it. So again, thank you. All of you who are doing donations and picking up merchandise on the Redbubble store, doing private visitations. Of course, I'll enjoy that very much. And also these thumbs ups. I appreciate them. They're very important. Alrighty, so there you are. Fantastic. We can do it all for you, Bruce. Charlie is saying, great community. We can get you there. Bruce, Team Bruce, let's get that going, baby. Likes for Bruce. Best community right here. We can do it, y'all. 1,000 thumbs ups for Bruce. I see almost 700. Fantastic. AB, $1.99 donation. Thank you. Thumbs down. Stockmo, thumbs ups. Thank you. Bruce, we need your VGAC analysis. I like it. Just buy it. Just buy it. Don't think. Just buy it. Just buy it. We love the Bruce. It's like the PBS pledge drive without having to pay. Oh man, Fantastic. Bruce, you could be talking about Canadian tree moss and I would still watch you. Thank you. Oh man. Michael's saying stock markets with Bruce. Hey sir, are you going to get more GameStop mugs in your Redbubble outlet? I don't know yet. We've got a few ideas in mind that we're working on. We'll keep you posted. We were always scheming, but I have to admit that up until last week, it was just so intensely busy here with just trying to catch up with what's going on that this week things have kind of leveled off a little bit, and I'm kind of getting my bearings again. So hang in there, folks. Did you talk about VGAC? Yes, Max, where have you been? I've been talking about this for 5 hours today. I talked about it yesterday for 5 hours. Where are you, man? You got to start watching my shows. You can't come in here in the last hour and ask me about something I've been talking about all day, buddy. Come on. I love you, but geez, Kevin, new to this channel, ready to make some money, Bruce. Let's get going. You get my thumbs up. Bruce, we love the stock. We like this, Bruce. Oh my gosh. Yep, here's a special acquisition corporation. It's a shell corporation listed on the stock exchange with the purpose of acquiring a private company. We like the Bruce, says Dan. It's that soothing Canadian accent that gets me through the day. Fantastic. You're in Creston. Do you fish? No, I don't fish. No, don't fish. It's pretty here. It's really pretty, and people do fish around here, but I don't fish. James, we like this, Bruce. Let's see here. Uncle Bruce, would you buy Klamath SPAC before mergers are announced? I'm not a fan of buying a SPAC before a merger. I really, I wouldn't be a fan. I don't buy anything anyway, but I would not be interested in doing that. I really want to see the deal. Ronaldo, we like the Bruce. 735 likes. Keep them coming. Thank you. Let's bake this bread. Any books you'd recommend in investing? Don't have anything in mind that I could talk to you about. No. Do some Google searches for terms if you don't understand them. Do YouTube searches for how to invest or that type of thing. But you might find that some of these presenters, again, it all depends. Some of these presenters are so dry and they're so technical that even I have trouble following some of these guys. It's just the way it is. If you could invest in bagels, what kind would you invest in? Oh, man. Why do prices change so much in the aftermarket when the volume is low? Because the volume is low. There's very few sell orders, very few buy orders. And to get a trade done, sometimes you have a 20 cent to a $2 move per trade. It can be kind of stupid. That's what it is. Aftermarket trading is, sometimes effective, but sometimes a bit scary. Kevin, I want to buy some Apple. Would truly appreciate some insight on that stock at the moment. Buy now or wait. Well, how long are you going to hold it for? What is it you want it to do? Are you looking to buy Apple today and then in a week from now make $15 a share? That's not what Apple is there for. It's possible, but you're probably going to be disappointed. Are you looking for a 1-year hold? And if you are, would you be happy with a 5% return, or it's got to be a minimum 25% return, or it's got to double? You want Apple to double in a year, you might be asking a lot too much. If you're into a 5-year situation, longer term, then it doesn't matter if you buy Apple right now at 120 something, or it would have been nice if you got it this morning on the low, but who's going to predict that each and every time? 125 is the close here, roughly 125.86. If you're looking to hold this for 5 years, this price shouldn't scare anybody, not at all. But if you buy this at 125.86 and a week from now it's trading at $115 and you sell in a panic, you are not an investor. You're a flipper, and you've got to admit that to yourself. If you buy this now at 125, it goes down to 115 and then goes up to 150, and then a year after that it goes to 125 and then goes up to 190, and the year after that it's backs up to 145 and goes to 240. You're an investor. You're letting it just go and do whatever it wants to do. And if you can average into the stock, in other words, you put a position together now, you buy some now, and then every month or two you throw some more money at Apple. You just keep building the position relentlessly. You just keep buying it. You don't care what it's trading at. It doesn't matter to you. You're just buying it every month or 2 or 3, you're putting in some more money. For 5 years, you do that, likelihood, you're probably going to be ahead of the game. Probably. Because this company, I think, it's got another 5 years of life left in it. I think so. So that's my take on it. But if one stock on its own is too much to bear as far as fluctuations go, then look for an ETF. Look for an exchange traded fund that covers Apple, and maybe it owns Google, like Alphabet. It owns the FANG stocks, and just buy it, and then every month or two buy more of that ETF. Just keep acquiring it. You've covered the entire sector of the computerized world, let's say, software development and so on. I think there's a future in this area of the world. Definitely, you can buy one company, or you can buy 100 of them through an ETF or more. So there's an answer for you, depending on kind of how it pertains to you, because I don't know how it pertains to you. AB, thank you for this donation. I don't see what the big deal is. If you have thousands of dollars in a savings account, you get pennies after a year. Waiting on stock ain't no big thing. There you go. I mean, look, you can put money into a savings account and get nothing. You can buy a 1 year guaranteed investment certificate and get what, 0.5%, 1%. Buy a 5 year investment certificate. What are you going to get? 2%, 2.5% on your money for 5 years. Inflation will eat that up in the next 5 years. You're not making any money. Why don't you buy IBM? If you're looking for income, instead of getting an interest rate of 0.5% from your bank, why don't you just buy IBM stock? Put $1,000 into IBM, you get 5.5% return on the dividend from IBM. Plus, you could grow on the value of the stock on top of it. I don't think you're going to lose a lot of money buying IBM if you're looking for a 5 year return. If it's a 5 year GIC or a 5 year investment in IBM, put your money in IBM. That's what I would recommend, hands down. Plus, there's one more thing. You buy a 5 year GIC, and in a year and a half from now, you need money. You can't cash that in. You can only borrow against it and pay interest. You're going to pay more interest than what you're getting, I'll tell you that. But if you've got IBM and a year and a half from now you need money, you can sell the IBM anytime you want. You've got liquidity instant whenever you want it, if you need it, for either the full amount or part of the amount, up to you. So there you go. Just saying. Kevin, wow. Thanks so much, Bruce. Never has anyone other than channel replied to me. You gave me such a great answer. All your followers are helping too in the comments. I just subscribed. This is the thing about this channel. You'll notice that as time goes by, those of you out there who have a question for me, if I'm 20 minutes behind you or whatever it is, because I'm just yapping on, you might find answers to your questions from some others who are here. Because there are folks who are following me that know what's going on. There are a lot of market players who come and go here. And people are helping people out. I'll do the best I can with what I can do. I'm just one guy, but it is a community, and it's a community that's growing, and more and more people are subscribing to this channel and discovering it. And that's why I ask and I beg you, please hit the thumbs up button to make YouTube show off this channel to more investors, especially those who need help. Like we're helping each other here. It's just building the community. Instead of having 800 viewers right now, I'd like to have 2,000. That would be a lot better. We'd have way more commentary and way more questions coming through here. We could cover a lot more ground. But yeah, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad you made it, and I'm glad you're enjoying the content. I'm very pleased about this. All righty. Shay, what did you guys buy today with the market dip? I grabbed some GHVI and I grabbed some MWK. Bruce, what do you think of penny stocks? Hate them, avoid, don't go there, stay away. Out, don't touch it. Mike, I got more Apple at AAPI. Sorry, I got AAP at 119. Or did you buy Apple at not 119? Mike, what did you do? Drop a like. Bruce is awesome, and the people here might help. Thank you with the thumbs ups, you guys. Appreciate it. 757 thumbs ups. We've got to get to 1,000. We got to get to 1,000. Come on, you guys. Patient zero. Today's been a really painful day. I really don't know how to relax. Charlie, this is the best community and channel, all because of Jen. Oh, and Bruce too. Well, Jen's right there. She's loving it. Can you explain how dividends work? Normally, when I was studying for the securities course back in 1978, we were told at that time in our studying that a corporation would make, of all the money that they would make, if they were a mature, fully developed company, all the money they would make, upwards of 33 to 35% of the net profits would be paid out in the form of dividends. So banks, beer companies, liquor producers, car companies, steel makers, whatever their gross profit was, about a third of the money they made would be paid out to shareholders in the form of dividends. This is after all the expenses and everything else is paid. The remainder would go back into the business to grow the business, maybe to expand the factory, modernize the factory, develop new product lines, whatever. But a third. And the dividends used to be paid out usually on a quarterly basis. And even now today, that is quite normal. Companies will come out with their quarterly financial results, post their latest 90 days from the last quarter, and announce a dividend for the next quarter. And dividends are paid on an annual basis, divided by 4. And they might announce that we're paying $1 a share in dividends, 25 cents every 3 months. So today, Home Depot announced that they used to pay a $6 annual dividend on their shares, $1.50 every 3 months. Home Depot announced that they're increasing the size of the dividend to $6.60, which means $1.65 every 3 months. So for every share you have of Home Depot, you're going to get $1.65 dividend income. Now, if you own 10 shares of Home Depot, it turns out you're going to get $16.50 every 3 months. Can you retire on that? No. Can you buy another share with that? No. But it is $16.50 of cash coming from the company to you. It's important to pension funds, mutual funds, investment groups. It's very important. Insurance companies that have large positions in public companies, it's important to them because they're bringing in income from the capital that they're putting into a stock. And in the case of Home Depot, let me take a look here. Home Depot, where are we? Here we are, HD. Home Depot, the yield is about 2.1% or so right now, 2.1%. You're not getting rich on the dividend on Home Depot. On the IBM, as I've been saying, you pick up IBM stock, your dividend on IBM is now 5.4%, almost 5.5%. That is important for pension funds and mutual funds. If you've got $10 million of pension money into IBM stock, the pension is bringing in $540,000 a year in dividend income. And that can go towards pensioners for their pensions. I mean, that's what this is all about. Long-term income growth, capital growth, everything else. So the larger your position, the more money coming your way. In effect, if you own 1,000 shares of IBM, that's $120,000. Is that right? Yeah, $120,000 position. You're bringing in over $6,000. Well, that's enough to buy more stock, and that stock pays dividends. And now you're getting dividends on the dividends. That's called compounding. That's how you get rich. So that's how dividends work. Corporations will adjust the dividends either higher or lower, but they hate to cut dividends. They hate to back off. So they're usually very conservative in when they set their dividends. It's not uncommon for a company to issue a dividend, and even if they have a bad year the next year, profits are down 15%, they won't cut the dividend. They'll leave it alone. They won't increase it, but they won't cut it. The next year they gain 15, 20%, they won't increase the dividend. They'll maintain it again because they're just back to where they were before. If the year after the company has a 10, 20% growth rate and they can anticipate another 10, 27 future growth with the economy and their product line, then they might bump the dividend by 5 or 10 or 15%. That is how dividends work. I hope that helped you. I think that was pretty good. Pindo, how you doing there, buddy? Thank you for this donation. Hi, Bruce. Joined the channel when you didn't even have 10,000 subscribers. Love the stories from the old days and your insights on how things work. You keep it up. Thank you very much for this 50 kroner donation. I appreciate it. That is beautiful. Thank you. Alrighty, what else is going on here? We've got comments coming in. Appreciate the info. And let's go here. Nicholas, Bruce, do you think some big money has been moving their weight around from tech to oil and other cyclicals the last couple of days? They're moving money all the time. There are always bets going around. Sometimes cyclicals will pick up some interest and other stocks will be topped out. Certainly, it makes sense to me. If Apple at $147 a share is at its all-time high, I can certainly see a hedge fund saying, well, we bought this thing at 120 bucks 3 months ago. It's 147 right now. And we've got Exxon over here, or we've got Murphy Oil, or we've got whatever other company. There's bargains around. Why don't we, sell high and buy low? That's what you do. And so they might sell 10% of their position. They might only sell 10% of the Apple they've got, or 15%. They might sell all of it. It depends how aggressive they are, how nimble they are. If you're sitting on 20 million shares of Apple, you can offload 20 million shares of Apple, but it'll cause a stir. But usually if you've amassed 20 million shares of Apple or 50 million, you're around for a while. You're looking at a long-term hold, and you're going to let the stock fluctuate. Now, what they could be doing, holding that kind of amount of stock, is writing options against the stock to bring in additional income. Just like an IBM shareholder, like a pension fund or a mutual fund, they might have 100,000 IBM stock, but they're writing options as well as collecting dividends, and they're bringing in income from two sources: dividend income over here, option premium over here. They've got their option specialist writing the contracts on this side. That's all that person does. They've got their dividend hunters over here. They've got their value hunters over here, and they have their analysts watching everything to make sure that the stocks we own are the stocks we want to own for the objectives that we're looking for, depending on our firm's philosophy. And there you have it. And you have to do that on a micro level for yourselves. And that's why it can be a little intimidating when you try to do it yourself, because there's a lot to think about. There you go. Let's see. How do I feel about cannabis ETFs? Cannabis shares have been very unpredictable. There's good years, bad weeks, good days, bad days. I just I have no interest in them, actually. GameStop headed for the floor. AMC's going up. GHVI back to 20 in after hours. There you go. That's what's going on. There's your recap right there. What else have we got here? We got something here about GameStop. Where was that comment? Sorry. GameStop Aftermarket CFO is stepping down, fired. Someone is saying there's news on GameStop. Let me take a look and see what that is, if that is true. What do we have here? Any kind of an announcement on GameStop? Hang on. Jumping around here. Here we go. GameStop announces resignation of CFO and succession plan to support transformation. All right, let's read this together. This just came out at 4:31, so that's only 5 minutes ago. The story is from Grapevine, Texas. GameStop announced that Jim Bell, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, will be resigning from his roles on March the 26th, 2021. So that's a month from now. He is out. The company thanks Mr. Bell for his significant contributions and leadership, including his efforts over the past year during the COVID-19 epidemic. The company has initiated a search for a permanent chief executive officer with the capabilities and qualifications to help accelerate GameStop's transformation. A leading executive search firm has been retained to support in the process. Internal and external candidates will be evaluated. If a permanent replacement is not in place at the time of Mr. Bell's departure, GameStop intends to appoint Diana Jayev, who is currently Senior Vice President and Chief Accounting Officer, to the role of Interim Chief Financial Officer. Ms. Jayev has more than 2 decades of experience operating as an auditor, comptroller, and corporate finance executive. After beginning her career at PricewaterhouseCoopers, she subsequently held senior roles at companies such as Visa and ELF Cosmetics. And that is the story. So the individual is leaving. He's not fired. He's not being dumped immediately. This is an announced resignation that will take place over the month. I don't think this is bad news for the company. This isn't sudden. The stock did dip a little bit down to the 43.17 range. It's now 43.99 again. So it's popping back up on the other side. It's now 44. So okay, they're looking for a new CEO. Will they bring someone in from a larger entity that is in the online selling side of things? Will they bring in that kind of person? I don't know. Do they need to go outside the house, or do they have a fully qualified person right now that can just take this position over? It's an announcement. It's at least something. They're talking. They're talking. And notice the one line talking about this person will help lead the company forward in its transformation. Keyword, transformation. GameStop is not going to be a brick and mortar company going forward anymore. So we'll see what happens. The stock now on the aftermarket, 44.45, down only 52 cents in the aftermarket. It seems to be recovering very quickly from this little announcement, not having a negative effect really. Maybe the stock will pop a little bit on speculation of who's coming in, but I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to do all that much, but it's a company that's going into a transformation. It's official. They're saying it. It's just that Wall Street's not listening. Wall Street is not listening to these comments. They're not catching the drift, or they don't want to know. They don't want to catch it. They don't want to know about it. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. All right, there you have it. Bring in the new guys, says Stuart. Cohen Dream Team, bring in some new guys. There you go. It's great news if they're getting rid of Bell, someone is saying. Are ETFs a good idea, Uncle Bruce? Depending on what kind of investor you are, they could be a good idea. You have to have the, if you're looking for short-term flips, you're not going to like it. It's boring. If you're looking for long-term appreciation, long-term growth with a diversified portfolio, there could be an ETF or two or three that are just right for you. Bridget, March 26th is GameStop's earnings release. March 26th. So gonna wait for that. Let's see what happens. Let's go. Crashing in aftermarket. SVAC says, someone's saying it's crashing in the aftermarket. SVAC, it's up 3 cents. I do not know what you are talking about. It's up 3 cents in the aftermarket. Can we write options for VGAC?
About, GameStop.
Oh, GameStop, Jim Bell to resign. They're talking about that. They're just reading it on CNBC. They're only 2 minutes behind me. How about that? What a great country. There you go. And who knows what they're going to say about it. If anyone's watching it, enjoy. Can we write options on VGAC on RBC? I have 1,350 shares. I've looked up, but it's not obvious. I love the show. I think you can. I think there are options available to be purchased on VGAC. Whether you can do it through RBC is a good question. Let me take a peek here at something. If I can, VGAC, here we go, and see if we can find an options chain on it. Yeah, there appear to be options available on the stock. You can write March contracts, April, July's, December 2021. Yeah, all kinds of them. Looks like it. A contract that expires March the 19th, to give you an example, a 12.50 call contract, which is just out of the money by $1.10, is 45 to 50 cents right now. The $10 contract, which is $1.40 in the money, is going for 130 to 145. So they're going at pretty well book value, but they only have until March 19, and then they expire. If you want to go into an April series of contracts, you can write an April 16th call for $12.50 exercise price for 80 to 95 cents. You get about 90 cents on top of the $12.50. If you write an in-the-money $10 call, it's about $1.60, something like that, 150, 160, 165 contract per share. So yes, they exist. Options do exist for VGAC, but the question is, can you do the option right through RBC? That is the question, and that's something you're going to have to try to find out through them, and I'm not sure how to tell you to do that. GameStop now, $44.97, down a little bit in the aftermarket, and there you have it. That's the story. The story is out on GameStop for this move. We'll keep an eye for any other announcements. If you see anything out there, let me know. I do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. We're now 17 minutes away from shutting down this show today. We'll see what's going on. Bruce, what do you feel about CCIV and FRX? CCIV, nope, do not like at all. FRX is merging with Beachbody and MYX Fitness. It's going to be known as BODY on the New York Stock Exchange once the merger is complete. It's a $2.9 billion merger, with $525 million in cash. I know that much of the deal, but I don't know more than that about it. And so I don't have an opinion on it beyond that. I can just tell you what I know. Rowan, thank you for this donation. I really had a rough day today. Market this morning. Work, arguments with friends. Only find peace here watching you live. Thank you, Bruce. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I try to get along with everybody, even Jen, who's sitting over here on the couch. It's not easy getting along with Jen sometimes. Sometimes her attitude is something. She's a hitter. She admits she's a hitter on the airwaves. It's out there. So Rohan, let me take the heat for you. Join us and hang out with us, and maybe tell some of your friends you're arguing with, why don't you watch Bruce for a while and chillax? Maybe that'll do all right. Who knows? Thank you for being here. Okay, Nicholas. Bruce, what are your thoughts on the future of Nokia? I highly recommend looking at their position in the growth of 5G. They are big players and something people don't know about yet. I don't have an opinion on it. I don't have a thought on it. So many stocks to watch and cover. I just haven't been following this one. Heard of it, of course. They get a lot of press, but I don't know anything about them. Thank you, all of you out there who are saying thank you to me and giving me kind words. I appreciate it. Let's see here. AMC 30 cents after hours. Let's see, what's AMC doing now on the market? AMC aftermarket 746, down 24 cents. Closed at 770 today. Very strong day for AMC today. That's a lot better than the $5 range a couple of days ago, I must admit. Will it go higher? I do not know. The word on Tiger Woods, badly injured in car crash, seen speeding from hotel minutes before the accident. So very unfortunate Tiger Woods story. We'll be watching this to see just what's going on. I'm sure it'll be major news, and we'll just see what's going on. What can I say? Personnel issues. What can you do? What can I say? Just don't hit his face, Jen. Gucci says, just don't hit his face. Not the face. Sharon says, but she does make you an egg sandwich. Yes. From time to time, she will make me one. But you should hear it. You should hear the words coming out of her, whatever, when she says, I'm not making you an egg sandwich. It's not that polite sometimes. I gotta laugh. I could be in trouble after the show. If you see me with bandages on tomorrow on my face, she wasn't listening to not the face.
They'll never see the bruise.
They'll never see. See, she hits me in such a way that you never see the bruises. See, it's tough. This is a tough room. Let me tell you. Hi, Bruce. You missed my super chat. Was just you don't want to talk about Marriott, or did you just miss the chat? I missed your chat. I'm sorry. Marriott. Yeah, the president of the company passed away kind of not unexpectedly. He was very ill. He worked until he couldn't work anymore, obviously. He worked himself almost to death, which, some guys are like that. I'm not like that, I don't think. There's a new CEO now or chief executive officer. I don't know who it is. I'm not sure of this individual, but the stock seemed to be doing all right. Ice Tangent. Hi, Jen. Let's see. David is saying, am I right to assume that the amount of shares stay the same after SPAC merger? You are correct on one thing. If when the SPAC merger is done, your shares in the SPAC will now be named after the new company, which will be the private company that they're taking over. And if you've got 15 shares now, you'll have 15 shares tomorrow. So that will not change. The private company people, all of their stock that they own in that company will now become stock in the public company. So there will be more shares in existence now than before, but the private company will own most of them, the people inside the private company. Most of those folks, the senior people, they will be under restrictions. They can't sell their shares right away. They can't just merge in and then dump their stock on the open market. They can't. They'll be under SEC guidelines, exchange rules. There will be also deals struck between the SPAC and the private company with respect to when and how insiders of the new company, the private company, will be able to issue stock or sell stock of their own holding down the line. A lot of the small employees that earn shares as part of their salary, there may be employees that now have 50 shares, 80 shares, 500 shares, 8,000 shares, depending on how long they've been with the firm, how high up they are. They will also have restrictions on what they can do, but within the first, I'd say 90 to 180 days is usually when these start to get lifted bit by bit by bit. Won't matter a darn bit, will not matter, because the majority of the stocks are held by senior people on both sides of the company, the SPAC and the private company, and those shares are probably not going to be offered for any price. They're just not available. These folks are in the company for the long haul. We have 831 thumbs ups apparently. This is really cool. Thank you everybody for helping me out. I'm still showing 220 thumbs ups on my stupid channel thing here. It's really frustrating. Let me refresh it, see if it gives me there it is, 841. We have 841 thumbs ups, now 843. If any of you out there are able to throw a thumbs up for this guy, that would be great. 853 now. Would love to get this show up to 1,000 thumbs ups for this telecast. 858 is the number, 864. So some of you are coming on. Thank you so much for throwing a thumbs up my way. We have 4 thumbs downs, 870 thumbs ups. I call that a pretty good ratio. If you want to give me a thumbs down, hit that thumbs down button twice. And that's how that'll work. 882 is now the thumbs up ratio, and it's climbing. 886. Let's see if we can get up to 1,000. That would be just beautiful for the afternoon show. Thank you, all of you, for those. Fantastic. Nicholas, you're a good man. Bruce, thank you. Let's see here. People are counting at 879 and 876. Here they are, 886. A thumbs up is a small price to pay for having Bruce helping me make money. That's true. They're free to hand out. They don't cost you anything. Thank you guys for these thumbs ups. We do. Anna, you like that, Anna? Did you like it? Just hit it twice. Hit the down button twice. It's all good. 900 says stonks for real. I like you say that. I like what you say that about the thumbs down. Thank you about that. Anytime, Uncle B, we've got you covered. Let's get Bruce to 1,000 thumbs ups. We've got him now at 901 thumbs ups, and they're trickling in bit by bit. Anybody watching a rerun tonight, please give this guy a thumbs up. Even on the reruns, it's even more important that I get thumbs ups after the shows are over. It just shows YouTube that this guy is someone we should be recommending to viewers out there. That's what we're hoping for. Alrighty, I just sent Kevin a message at work to give you a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Sharon. There you go. There's no time off out there. You know somebody that knows this channel. You get them off their butts and tell them, hey, get over to that TWB, that Stock Markets with Bruce channel, and Traveling with Bruce channel. Give that guy thumbs ups on every video he's ever made. Thank you very much. 906, and they're coming in. Vivian is here. Hello, Vivian. Thank you for being here today. 910, big fat hen. There we go. We're coming. We're coming up. Derek, what are your thoughts on VGAC? I really like it. I like it a lot. You must buy it. You buy it now at these levels. You will not be crying down the road. Pick it up and enjoy. I think you're going to do all right. It's just, I just like it. I'm going to write a letter to YouTube's manager and tell him you need a raise. There you go. Thank you very much. The best part of the show is the thumbs ups action, the auction. 918, 919. The thumbs ups are coming in one at a time. They're trickling in. Get me to 1,000 thumbs ups, you guys. Please call your friends and send him a text and say, hey, man, I'm watching Bruce live right now. He's down to the last 8 minutes of his show. He's dying to get to 1,000 thumbs up, 1,000 thumbs ups. I know you watch him sometimes. Do me a favor. Do him a favor. Help Uncle Bruce and get Uncle Bruce to 1,000 thumbs ups before he finishes his show in the next 8 minutes. It's the least you could do for a guy like that. Oh, the begging, the begging, the begging. What can I say? All right. Ah, my goodness. Let's see here. Hi, Bruce. I'm 80% down in GameStop, but I'm holding. My cryptocurrency portfolio is paying for my loss. Okay, right on. Well done. You got to make it somewhere. They did an announcement just about 10 minutes ago. GameStop, their CFO, financial officer, is leaving the company, and they're on the hunt for a new one. And they're talking about how They're looking for someone who will be able to help them in their transition plan. We know what that is around here. We know. Bruce, how can I get a mug? How can I get one of these Stock Markets with Bruce mugs or GameStop with Bruce mug? You go to my Redbubble store, which you'll find on my homepage on my channel. Just hit my channel homepage. You'll see the little icon up here somewhere, or go to the About section. Hit that, and you'll find the Redbubble store, and you can order it there. They'll mail it to you wherever you are. Jack says, I have 940. JG, you got 943 thumbs ups. Cliff Roy, you got 950 thumbs ups. Folks, keep it going. Send texts to all your friends, bug them, and say, hey, man, I know you follow Bruce from time to time. He needs to hit 1,000 thumbs ups before he goes off the air. He's got like 6 minutes left or 5 minutes left, and he's still 50 away, 49 away. We got to get him to 1,000 thumbs ups, or we can't live with ourselves. So please help this guy out. So keep it happening, people. This is awesome stuff. 953, 954. They're coming in. We're moving up to 1,000 thumbs ups on this live show by begging and banging pots and pans out the windows. And 959, 961, 966. I got to keep looking here. 970. We're definitely moving up the ladder here. This is fantastic, guys. Keep those thumbs ups coming in here. Get us over 1,000 for this show. That would be beautiful. Here we go. Skippy is saying that someone else from Chewy would be a good idea. Yeah, to steal the chief financial officer from Chewy, bring him over to GameStop. There's a sign. Yeah, no kidding. 975 on the thumbs ups. Uncle Bruce to the moon. 978 for Bruce on Stock Markets with Bruce. Yeah, Antoinette, that GameStop news announcement, that was pretty good. It's letting everybody know that they have plans to take this company higher. That means the shares of stock are going to be worth more money. Buy and hold. That's right. They're talking about the company going for the transformation of the company. Absolutely, transformation of GameStop. They are not going to be that little old company with those tiny little stores all around the world. They are going to be an online player. And at 43.50, methinks this could be a good buy for the medium term. I think it's going to be all right. I just logged in to like the video, Elton, saying that's all I'm here for. I just came in, going to give you thumbs ups, and I'm taking off. Elton, thank you for popping in. Tell all your friends to do exactly the same thing, and give me those thumbs ups. We need the thumbs ups. 981, Ice is saying you're at 981, man. You're almost there. 993 Stonks is saying, Sharon, you're at 993. Stonks, 994, 95, 996. This is incredible. I've never done this before. Can I actually make money? 997 here on the count. Can we hit 1,000 thumbs ups? I've got a couple minutes left before I get off the air. 999 thumbs ups I show right now. 5 down. There's 1,000. We'll see if we can hold the 1,000. Some people sometimes give a thumbs up and then they take it away. You never know. But we're at 1,000 thumbs ups. Everyone's excited. We got to get over that. We got to get to about 1,050, and I'll believe it. But we're happy. We hit 4 digits already. You guys are incredible. I love this. 1,000 thumbs ups for Uncle Bruce on his live show for the afternoon. Thank you all so much for that. I appreciate it. It's beautiful. Why would someone take one away? Oh, you get people who like to fool around. You know, they give it to you and they take it away, $9.99, and they put it on 9,000. They take it away. You get that from time to time. Trolls, you know, the sleepy, quiet trolls that are in the background. They don't say anything, but they're out there. You never know. We did it, says Kelly. Mission complete. Fireworks. Conor Brian also bought GameStop, and it just went down. How about that? We love Bruce. Mission passed. 1,000, everybody. No taking the thumbs backs. Just give. No take backs. Let's take a look about how about some fireworks. We hit 1,000 thumbs ups here. We should get some fireworks going right here. How about this? Fantastic, guys. Beautiful stuff. I'm showing now 1,000 thumbs ups on the screen. Up until 1,000, the meter goes one at a time. Over 1,000, you have to hit 100 more before it pops up. So thank you all of you who are throwing thumbs ups our way as we're climbing the thumbs up meter. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much. Fantastic. We have got about a minute to go in this afternoon show. Thank you for being here today. Thank you all of you who are made donations and thumbs ups and comments and everything else. We'll keep an eye on GameStop again tomorrow. We'll see if this news has something to do with maybe giving us a little more of an up move. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the market reacts tomorrow. It's had quite the run today. It had quite the whipsaw today. Bad opening, big finish. Very interesting. The Dow ended up with a 15-point gain. It was down over 200 today. S&P is up 4.8 and the NASDAQ lost 67, but it was down over 500 today. That was a lot of cash coming into the market at the end of the day today. We'll see how it starts off tomorrow morning, and we'll follow it all over again. So join me tomorrow, 1 hour before the opening, if you dare. I will be on the air at 8:30 Eastern time, and then tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time. 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. We'll follow the markets, see how these shares are doing, and see if we can figure out ways to make more money in the markets. And we'll keep trying to tell you what's happening in plain English. Thank you, everybody, for helping me get the 1,000 thumbs ups in the last 8 minutes. That was awesome. You guys are fantastic. Have a great afternoon, a great evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow here on Stock Markets with Bruce. Cheers to all of you from Creston, British Columbia, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. And we'll do it all again. Okay, guys, take care and bye for now.